Good morning, one and all present here. Rajapalayam Rajus College PG Department of Computer Science and ECRIO Incorporation jointly organize Adapting to AI-driven Industry 5-day online faculty development program. This is our fifth day. First of all, I welcome Mrs. G. Rajeshwari to deliver the welcome address.
A warm and pleasant good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Rajapalayam Rajus College, Rajapalayam, I proudly welcome you all for this final session FDP on preparing students for product marketing and management in IT. I warmly and respectfully welcome our principal sir, the SF coordinator sir, and HOD ma'am. A special thanks to the chief guest of the day, Mr. Srikesh L. Puni, Senior Technical Marketing Engineer, ECRIO Incorporation, Palakkad. I welcome you, sir. I extend my welcome to all faculties and our virtual mode joining participants. And I welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Mrs. D. Jyoti, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, to introduce our chief guest.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Srikesh L. Unni, Senior Technical Marketing Engineer, ECRIO Incorporation, Palakkad. Sir holds the position of Product Management Lead and Senior Engineer within the Technical Marketing team, where he oversees various marketing responsibilities, including the creation of videos, flyers, data sheets, and other promotional materials. With a background in electronics and communication engineering, he brings 12 years of industry experience to his role, with 5 years specifically in IT. In addition to his professional endeavors, he nurtures his passion for music and art. His primary focus lies in leveraging creativity strategies in product marketing and adaptively solving complex problems. This great occasion, sir, we are waiting to hearing your speech. Once again, I thank you for being with us. Happy Onam, sir. Session hand over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for that wonderful welcome coming from the three faculties. Thank you, Muthuselvi, madam, and thank you, Raji, madam. So, shall I begin with the presentation?
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna unmute my mic. I hope that you're able to see my presentation. Okay. First of all, let me thank the RRC management for giving me this opportunity, and to my company ECRIO for providing me this wonderful opportunity to meet the students again. I have visited RRC twice in person, and some of the faculties I know them very personally, and I'm very much impressed by the college and how you manage things over there, especially the environment of the college and the involvement of the faculties and the students into preserving the college and to learning new technologies and stuff like that. So today I'm gonna give as much as knowledge as possible in preparing students into product marketing and management in IT. So my name is Srikesh. I am performing the role of PRM lead. PRM is project management or marketing, senior engineer and technical marketing as well. I've been with ECRIO for 4+ years right now. So welcome to product marketing and management in IT. So let me go to my first slide. So hope you're able to see it. Okay, this is the agenda of today's webinar. So what we will be looking at is overview of a typical organization structure, like how an organization functions and what are the typical departments that are there in the organization. That's just to give the ideas to students and faculties. Depending on the various type of organizations that we have, the structure varies. There are typical 7 types of structures, but then as time constraints, I couldn't bring the 7 things. So I'll give you a general idea of how an organization structure works. And the second one is introduction to the STEM and STEAM models. This will explain you why arts is required into industry, into IT or any other industry. Why does the industry demand arts, or why do we believe that arts has a major role to play in the coming industrial revolution that is going to happen. And the third one is insights into product management. So how do you manage a product, and why do you need to manage a product, and what do you need to do? All these things will be discussed in the third one. And the fourth one is fundamentals of product marketing. In this one, we'll take a look at why product marketing is required, what are the skills you need to do, and what are the marketing skills that you need to do to become a successful marketer or a product manager. And the last one will be leveraging marketing videos, where I want to show you guys 3 videos. So I have the link, but I'm not very sure about the sound that will be shared when I play this video. So as a backup, I have shared this to Saranya madam. So if for any reasons I couldn't play it, ma'am, if you can help, it would be great. In the last session, I'll give you for Q&A, kind of 15 minutes or so. If the students or the faculties have any questions regarding this, you guys can please shoot. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. And thank you all. So moving on to the very first topic, overview of a typical organization structure. So what you look at is a typical overview of an organization structure. If you come from the very top, this is fair. This is also applicable in your college as well. So this is the board of directors. You can call it chairman, VP, president, different names are there. Basically, these are the top management guys who decide how the company works, where the investment is coming, and how long they want to keep the company. The major decision makers of a company is the board of the directors. It could be 3, it could be n number of people, or it could be 1 in some cases. Depends on how large the industry or the organization is. And falls down to the next level is CEO. You might have heard the name CEO. CEO is Chief Executive Officer. He reports to the board of directors, and he overlooks everything that is happening in the company, which means all the departments that you see below. He overlooks into all the departments. He makes sure that the company is running profitably and wonderfully, and he gives the updates to the board of directors. He instructs to all the department what to do, when to do, why do we need to do, and how can we do it. All these questions will be answered by CEO, and he's responsible for the entire operations. Falling down to the next layer, there will be sales BD, finance, and operations. When I say sales BD, these are the guys who pull in the customers. BD stands for business development. So these are the guys who are responsible for bringing the business into the company. So apart from the first and the second layer, there are some times when they bring in the clients, but mostly if you take any company, if you take a car showroom, for example, you'll see a salesperson, right? So the salesperson is who brings in the customer into the company, and he is the one who's developing the business or selling the product. And he's the one who's in touch with the customer, and he's the one who's potentially bringing money into the company as well as a beginner level. And there is a finance team. Finance team majorly tasks on, or the focus is majorly on how to manage the finance of the company. As you all know, any company will have investors. Sorry, I'm having a sore throat, excuse me. So any company will have a finance department who will be having a funding or investor funding or a lot of money into the company, and how to manage it efficiently. So they work closely with all the department, but majorly with the accounts department and also with the product marketing department. Accounts department, because they need to micromanage every rupee sent or every rupee spent on each and every thing in the company. Marketing and management, because this is something that causes expense to the company, and they want to make sure that it is worth it. And moving on to the third one is operations. Operations, you will see there will be an operation head or an operation VP of operations, or different names will be there. So the operations department, their major role is to make sure that whatever the company's product is, let it be plastic, let it be soap, let it be car, The operation department work hand in hand with the engineering, the IT, and the QA. So the engineering will be taking care of all the manufacturing of whether it be the developing of the software when it comes to IT, or manufacturing of the products when it comes to mechanical related industries. And when it comes to IT, it will be mostly whatever is dealing with within the company, starting from the laptops that you've been provided into a typical industry, the server, the internet, the website, or the social media platforms such as LinkedIn or the website for that matter, or different companies chooses different strategies. Some might choose promotion in Instagram as well. And moving on to the other department is QA. This is a very core department in every industry. Sometimes it is known as QC as well. QA stands for quality assurance, and QC stands for quality control or quality checked. I don't know if you guys are buying something from the store, you will see a sticker called QC passed in somewhere in the product sticked on. That means it's quality checked and quality controlled. So these are the department. This is the department that is taking care of the quality of the product and making sure that the customer, whatever he's paying, it's starting from 10 rupees to 10 lakhs, whatever he's paying and whatever he's buying is of the quality and it is worth the money that he's spending. And let me come finally to the department that I work in. It's product marketing and management. So a product marketing and management department works in hand in hand with all the departments, to be very frank enough. So we don't directly approach the management unless until it's really necessary. But product marketing and management department is in touch with the sales, is in touch with the finance, is in touch with the engineering, is in touch with the IT, is in touch with the QA. Also is in touch with the operations as well, since these three is operated by operations head. So our role mainly in the industry is to make sure that whatever product we are manufacturing, let it be software or let it be a hardware, whatever product we are manufacturing, we manage the product, which means the product is built of proper quality on proper time, and it is delivered to the customer at proper deliverable time. And as marketing is considered, we make sure that how can we market this product. Sometimes it's what example I can give? Yeah, let's take the college example of RRC. So if there is a celebration in RRC, what do you guys do? You guys go for the flyers, or you guys go for the notice or notice board. So that is all part of marketing. So it depends on the industry. It can start as small as from a notice to flux board to advertisement in TVs and to promotional videos in Instagram, YouTube, and stuff like that. It can go to any level. Depends on how much finance do we have and where is our marketing product placed, what kind of market are we placed in, and how much do we need to market to get the customers. So that's on typical organization structure of a general company, I would say. I hope that it gave you an idea about how a company works. Let me move on to the next slide. It's an introduction to the STEM and STEAM models. So if you guys remember, there was a time when our parents used to tell us, like, if you need to go, you need to take engineering, you need to become a doctor, or you need to become a PhD scholar or a scientist, and then only you'll be able to make money or you'll be able to settle. So this is something which happened in the previous times, where the industry was also taking in approach based on these four terms. STEM, which is S stands for science, T stands for technology, E stands for engineering, and M stands for mathematics. So if you take a look at it, it's all logical. It's all logical processing. And there is no emotional element in this. If you take a scientist, he's always doing some work in lab. If you take a technology, he's researching and he's working on the technology. If you take a look at the engineer, he's designing and he's developing things. If you take a mathematics, If you take a mathematician, then he's creating algorithms and problem solving. So currently what the industries have moved on, or currently the trend is moving on to STEAM approach from STEM approach. STEAM is nothing but arts is added to that, which is why I'm presenting this into an arts college. So which means that everybody who's studying the arts is necessarily not BCA or BCIT. It can be in any wing of the arts. And if you possess these certain skills, you can enter into any company. But you need to have that specific skill set. So STEAM approach stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Now you might ask me a question, why arts? Or why did the company jump from STEM to STEAM? Because as we move on in times where the technology is developing, the industry has found out that we need people who have this creativity, innovation, and emotional intelligence, who can do the problem-solving skills. So that is why the inclusion of arts into STEM, making sure that the curriculum nurtures creativity, innovation, emotional intelligence. The better example to give based on your college, as something that I've seen in the college, is I see a lot of naturistic approach in the college, which I don't get to see in other colleges. I see the students sitting under the tree and having their lunch. So that's something I felt very innovative. And you guys have a great taste for preserving the nature, which is an essential part for development of any human being or any being in this world. So your major focus from when coming to STEM to STEAM approach is that you need to have creativity, which is majorly found in arts college. When I say creativity, you say BA music and all stuff like that, BA arts in general. And innovation is creating in their own way, or revoking the old patterns, or bringing in new creative ways, or adding their own taste to whatever exists. So that is one element. And the third one is emotional intelligence. When I say emotional intelligence, what has it to do with industry and how the students can leverage that? See, when we are selling some product, we are making sure that the product is reaching the customer. He's paying his money. We're delivering the product. But definitely there is an emotional attachment to the product for some customers at least. So when I say this, the best example I can give is we all use mobile phones, right? And we might have changed models of mobile phones depending on something that the market is providing. So we need to update our mobile phones. But at some point, we get attached to one particular model, or I like this particular phone. This is because of the emotional attachment to the things that generally human beings have. And they do have it. So there are, like, it could start from a pen, it could start from a notebook, it could start from a bag, and it can go up to whatever it is, laptop, and any other product, any other products. So there are situations where people prefer to buy the same product. Apart from, even if it is pricey, I still prefer this product. So this is where the students can nurture this emotional intelligence, understand the customer needs, and deliver accordingly. And why, if you ask me, why arts? So this is because the industry has found out we just don't need engineers and technologists and scientists and mathematicians. We need people to do problem solving and adapting to new challenges. So problem solving is always a good asset to have. So apart from, whichever department you fall into, whichever department, we are daily problem solvers, starting from home to the college to real-time day-to-day activities. They're all problem solvers. But we have a difference in intensity of problem solving skills. So when I say this, faculties can solve a problem in a different way. Students can solve a problem in a different way. So that's a classic example of that. So when something comes beyond the faculty, management can jump in and do the problem solving. So the problem solving skill is something that we have, but we don't get educated on problem solving. Or it is not just about giving an equation in mathematics and solve it and getting marks, but it is more than that. Real-time problems. So I'll when I move on to the next topic, you'll understand it with a better example. Adapting to new challenges. This is why we need a problem solving. So we just passed the COVID time, right? We had tough, challenging times when during COVID 2020, 2021. You might have seen this strategy where, hand sanitizers were there in the market long before. Only doctors used to use it. When COVID came and slowly it started adapting to every house, and the first one to sell it was medical shops. And also the same is the case with the masks. And then slowly everybody understood that the market is in demand of these two things because people want to ensure the safety of themselves and others living along with them. Then every shop in the street started selling sanitizer and mask. That is what adapting to the new challenges. And that is something which solved the problem because when everybody started selling it, everybody started getting it very easily. So during the COVID time, we had restriction to travel. Only one guy can travel on. And when it is available in the next shop next to you, it is easy. You don't have to do the travel along, or you don't have to take a test and then go and then fetch it, or you don't have to approach a pharmacy. So that's a classic example of problem solving, adapting to the new challenges. And particularly in arts, there is something that we get to see since we are related with the Arts College in a lot of ways, not only with RRC, but other colleges also. The ability to think creatively. So Arts College people is like, they explore into different directions. They know that they are not engineers, and they are they have a thought in their process that if I do this, where do I get placed? How do I get a job? Which line I need to work in? So already when they are studying itself, it could be a subconscious process, but then already they are doing this. They think in different angles, leading to innovative solutions. For example, I say that a BCom graduate end up being working in an IT company. I see that my own sister has done that. So she's a BCom graduate. She worked in TCS. So a BCom graduate has nothing to do with IT. But then what they do is that they trained her for 3 months and they kept her for probation 3 months and then they hired her. So basically it's about learning the technology that you need to survive in that industry. So since you are people who think from different angles, obviously different solutions will come and that will lead to innovative solutions. So that is on this slide. So I hope that I generally gave an idea on why this STEM to STEAM approach. And there is a link to the article. So I have passed on this slide to your faculties. So please do pass on it to students as well. You just copy this link, paste it in your browser. You should be able to read an article from Hindustan Times, which is speaking about why this STEM to STEAM approach is needed, or why this STEM to STEAM approach is demanding in the industry. Okay, so let me move on to the next one, is insights into product management. Now we have reached the core of the product. So product management means even if you're manufacturing a safety pin, even if you're manufacturing a phone, even if you're manufacturing a soap, even if you're manufacturing a bottle, or even if you're manufacturing a complicated computer. These are the key elements, very key elements that are needed or that needs to be there in a product management. So starting from one, why do we need to manage a product? It's already being in the line, people are working. So it doesn't go like that. So why? Because we need to manage, because it is to help the teams focus on the customers. So there are two sides to a product. When I say teams, how can I relate it with an example? Okay, let me come to the college example itself. So students are the customers of the college. Okay, in one way I can say that. And teachers and faculties and the management are the teams. So this is why you need to have a syllabus, you need to have a period, or you need to have one session for speculative departments. And this is how they manage their time. And this is how a teacher or a faculty knows where to invest how much time into what subject, or do I need an extra period to cover this subject? Are the exams nearing? Do I need to give my students this test and stuff like that? That's an example. So in the similar fashion, we also need to do this in the company as well. The first way to do it is to know about the product, and it is a responsibility of the product manager to make sure that their team is working focused on the product, and the customer is also satisfied on the product that he is receiving. And these two people have needs. Teams will demand, I need this software, I need that software, I need money, I need this, I need to do this, I need to buy this hardware, software. When coming on the customer side, when we deliver a software in typical, they'll say that please enhance this product. I need a better UI. I need a better solution for this problem. I need a better feature. I need to add this feature. So that is why the first step. Second one is resulting in smooth UX for the clients and employees. UX is nothing but the user experience. So let me take an example of mobile phones here so that you can easily understand. So whenever we see a mobile phone in the market, so right now everybody knows that mobile phone has reached a saturation point, whether it be Android, whether it be iPhone, whatever it is, macOS or whatever it is, it has reached a saturation point. That is why these guys are coming up with from one camera to two camera. So we started our generation from a 2G phone, and then it moved on to 3G, 4G, and slowly we were not used to the front camera. Then slowly people started adapting to video calling. Then front camera came, and now there are 3 or 4 cameras in the behind, and there is a micro camera, and there is some ultra wide camera. All these things are coming based on the product research, and this is what we need to deliver to the clients. Because if you keep selling the same one camera phone, your competitors are upgrading to different levels. So as a company, you always need to do the market research and then upgrade your product and make sure that your user experience for the clients and the employees in the sense, the employees also test these before. So only if the employees, when it specifically comes to QA, only if they are satisfied, we can give some product to the customer. If you're not satisfied within the company, then it is not deliverable to the client. So that is why number 2. Number 3, it helps in keeping up with the market trends. That's what just right now I told. Okay, I can give you a classic example of soap manufacturing, or for that reason, if let me take an example of umbrella manufacturing. Okay, so we know that everybody has an umbrella at home, and we have been using the umbrella at multiple times. But you know, the correct peak time to sell an umbrella, it's when there is a rainy season. So these guys, what they do is that they are aware about, the manufacturing companies are aware about the marketing trends or the market trends. So you cannot sell an umbrella in the summer season, even though we use umbrella in summer. Some of us are willing to protect from the sun, and some of us want the sun exposure. So there are people who use umbrellas in the summer as well. But then the majority cases is when you can withstand without an umbrella is rainy season. So you will see that when rainy season comes, a month before rainy season, you will see all the ads and stuff like that, starting from this umbrella, that umbrella, like internal ventilated, one with the, when they also focus on the kids, okay? One with a whistle, one with like lights and stuff like that. That is what helps in keeping up with the market. So they cannot manufacture the same umbrella for 10 years. You are going to lose the customers. So according to the trend, they need to come up with something different from their competitor. So that's why the point number 3. And point number 4 is prioritizes the features according to the product vision. And this is an example just that I told. Prioritizing the feature means that we are, for the example, mobile phones. Okay. When Micromax is selling 1 camera phone and Motorola is selling 3 camera phones, for the same price range, you're obviously going to prefer Motorola because they have much more features. So according to the product vision, you also make sure that then everybody, Samsung will come up with the same feature. All the other Apple will come up with the same feature. You can see this. You are in the market. You see it in TV and Instagram. So that's why the fourth point. So the priority of the features based on the market is also an important element why we need to manage the product. Fifth one is prevent the effort loss. When I say the effort loss, it involves the efforts of the company in general, which is time of an employee, which is investment done on an employee, which is investment done on a marketing. It has a lot to do with the labor, the time, the quality time they spent on a product, and the effort of the customer also, how many times he has to come and approach the company for delivering his product, how many calls or how many follow-ups, all these things. So generally considering the efforts that human beings put into this product. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sorted, the 5 will also get sorted. So it reduces the effort of the team when they know that what they need to focus on based on the priorities. And it also reduces the effort of the finance. They only know they'll come to know that where they need to invest, how much money, when it is needed. Do we need to borrow some money from the bank, or can we manage with our current finances and stuff like that? And the last one, sixth one is ensures the development of the product. So all these 4 steps are coming into the development of the product. When I say development of the product, in all means, it starts from development of the product in the sense, the example that I told, mobile phones. So you just don't sell mobile phones. You also sell the softwares within the mobile phones, the packaging. Sometimes you'll see the charger inside. Sometimes somebody will sell the headset along with it, the packaging and the box that you put in. This is all kind of development of the product. So we might say that, see, we won't use the boxes after using the mobile phone. We'll keep it somewhere. But then, there's a difference between you handing over a gift. Suppose if you are going for a marriage, you're handing over a gift to your friend without wrapping it in a gift paper and with wrapping in a gift paper. That's one example. It makes a lot of difference. The gift wrap doesn't cost too much, but when you put a gift wrap and a label saying that with best compliments from so and so, with best wishes, blah blah blah. So all these things ensures the development of the product. It starts from the very core chipset, or you can say, for if we take mobile phone examples, the 3.5 mm jack, the headset that you're given, and it goes into a deeper level of chip level to the outer level. I can say an example of Gorilla Glass. There was a time when mobile phone uses to fall down and it uses to crack. And then they come up with a technology called Gorilla Glass. It won't scratch or it won't break down easily. So no need of screen guard. So that is also one development of the product. So that's why the product management is important. So the 6 steps these are the not only steps, but these are definitely the essential steps as a product manager or a product management team you need to know. Moving on to the next slide, I hope that you understood whatever it is from that slide, and insight into the product management. Suppose, let us assume that you guys are working in a product management team, or you guys become a product manager in some company. What are the skill sets that you need to have? There are soft skills and there are hard skills. I'll categorize into this thing. When I say soft skills, it is communication skills, critical thinking, analytic skills, leadership and ability to initiate, time management, problem solving, flexibility. See, the problem solving is coming here as a soft skill, which is an essential requirement. And when taking of the hard skills, it's understanding of the web development, writing technical specs and requirement, knowledge of user experience and best practices, and market research. Okay, so let me zoom into the picture so that I think you guys can see it better. Okay, hope you guys can see it. Can anyone confirm that the visibility is okay? Can you read it? Muthushalvi madam, can you just confirm, please?
Sir, yes, sir. I think we can read it. Can you just zoom in a bit more, sir?
Yeah.
Another 50. Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is fine,
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, bro. So communication skills, as you all know, it is a very essential skill, no matter where you work, which industries work. I can give you a classic example. Okay. So if you graduate from your college after 3 years, and if you're going to attend an interview, so how much time do you think that you will get? You probably get 15 minutes. And within the first 5 minutes, that is what the time where the interviewer decides whether he should listen to you further, or he should hire you, or he should check with you deeply where you can contribute into the company. All the things come in this 15 minutes. And this 15 minutes is the key time where whatever you studied in this 3 years, you need to communicate effectively, very effectively in an English language, whatever you know. It's not about having the correct grammar and stuff like that. Of course, it is needed, but then it is effective communication. When they ask you a question, you make sure that you answer the question, or you say, I don't know the answer to the question. Maybe I can find it out later, rather than beating around the bush. So that is called a set of effective communication. You might not get selected, but then they will definitely appreciate your honesty. So being aware of the communication is a key product manager skill. So the product managers will be in touch with the customers and will also be in touch with the internal team. So and talking to this team, and there are specific terms or specific languages. For example, when a customer comes to me and asks me, or just take this example, okay? Customer is going to a shop and buying a soap. So the shopkeeper asks him, so what soap do you need? Either the customer will say the brand name and I need this soap. If it is not there, the shopkeeper will say, sir, I have this, and this. Or if depends on the shopkeeper's skill, he'll say that TFM values reduced in this one will protect you from skin rashes, stuff like that. So that is the effective communication to sell the product. So he is also communicating to the customer, and he's also communicating to the seller who is selling him the soap. So this is also applicable in the IT industry as well. They need to communicate with their team, and they need to communicate with the external stakeholders, which is customer in this case. Moving on to the second one is critical thinking and analytical skills. So product managers or product managing team need to make sure that our products are valuable for the business and customers. So we cannot just the umbrella case, the umbrella example that we discussed earlier. So we need to make sure that our umbrella, why this umbrella stands out from the other company's umbrella, and what is the difference in it, and why do we sell this umbrella? What does it make it stand out? And also, if you are paying 600 rupees for an umbrella, what is the customer getting benefited? There could be other companies who are selling for 600 rupees. So what are you getting from this company? So that is where the product manager does a lot of research, and based on the research, you need to make quick decisions. Okay. So decision makers and understanding important stuff in a flash. So which means that we don't have time. We have to be very quick and pass it on that information to your team and make sure that they make these changes in the product. This is something which is being attractive in the market. So one more example will be WhatsApp. So you guys are all using WhatsApp, right? And we see the update. Okay, WhatsApp has a competitor. WhatsApp has a lot of competitors. They bought Instagram, but they still do have WeChat, Telegram, and stuff, other stuff like that. So this is why you see a lot of updates in WhatsApp. They'll bring extra buttons. They'll do this. They'll do that. 30 seconds of status. You can do this. You can do that. You can put an avatar. This is all quick decision making and making it sure that the customers are satisfied and staying in their product. The third one is leadership and ability to take initiative. So again, when some problem comes, you need to kick in. Sometimes you will not have the answer to the question, but you need to take the responsibility for that problem. You do the brainstorming with your team and talk to the team and make sure that everyone is on the same thing and we agree, because we are all chasing on the same victory. So the ability to take the initiative. So for examples, when students are given an opportunity to take a seminar in the class, you will see this a classic example. Somebody will raise their hand, ma'am, I'll take it. That's a classic example of taking the initiative or taking the leadership. So some people will wait for them to hand over the session, let teacher come to me laterwards, or I'll take it laterwards. So the one who raises the hand, he might not have all the answers, or he might not be a super faculty or a super presenter to do the seminar, but then he's the one who raised his hand first. So he gets the opportunity first. So that's also one essential skill the product manager need to have. You might not have all the answers, but you can definitely, nowadays internet helps you a lot, and it will help you if you have a brainstorming session with your team and also with the customer to understand and to make sure that we are all leading in the same victory. And moving on to the hard skills, understanding of the web development. When I mean understanding of the web development, this is what I said. How to code is like speaking the same language as your engineering team. So when it comes to development team, there are certain terms like, there are specific terms only they understand. The codex, which is coding and decoding. So when I say codec, a customer, he might not be familiar with the term. So the customer will say that I need this feature and I want to implement this feature into my application. And that's all it gets communicated to the product manager. But product manager cannot go and communicate to the engineering team, say, hey, the customer needs this feature. So he needs to write or communicate to the engineering team, preferably in a meeting, saying in their own terms, hey, we need this codec or we need this feature, or for that we need to do this, and that. Plus, when you're planning projects for the future, taking them becomes a breeze. Okay, so it helps you to create the bonding and understand their world. So engineering moves in a different world, customer moves in a different world. Engineer is not worried about what the customer is asking, or he's not going to talk to the customer for a long time. So engineer is mostly focused on developing the product. So whatever it is. So when, what example can I give? Okay, let's take an example of a bike manufacturing. Okay, so the bike manufacturing, you'll see an assembly and seat is provided at a different, engine is coming from a different area, and they all combine into the assembly. So if we go and talk to the engineers, what does the customer want? They won't know. And they are least bothered. They're only following the instructions received from a VP of engineering or a chief engineer. They say, hey, this is the design. This is what we want to make. And the design itself is the language. So you cannot communicate to that engineer saying, customer wants a 100cc bike with all these features. And if you communicate like that, he will never understand. So that's why where the product manager comes in. Okay, this is the customer. Moving on to the next point, you will understand it better. Writing technical specifications and requirements. So this basically has to do with, talking to the customer, understanding what the customer will be the one who purchases the bike. Sir, I need 100cc bike. I need this much mileage. I need this much. So this is what I'm talking about. Normally, it doesn't come from one person, but there are shops which do customize bikes. So you give a bike and customize them according to your need. So that is where you tell them what you need, and the shop owner or the garage manager will take all the information from the customer. He'll put it in a detailed requirement fashion so that his employees can work based on that and on the product. Similarly, it is applicable to the IT product as well. It be the software. So all these things, whatever the customer, so if I'm a WhatsApp customer, I'm approaching the WhatsApp and saying that, hey, I need a voice feature where I need to send voice to my customers. Or you might have seen business WhatsApp. So if they say like this, if you go to the engineering team and say, that, okay, I understand that, but what do I need to do? This will be the question that an engineer asks. So it is the duty of the product manager to work with the customer, understand it, and write it in a way, just like the example that I gave your engineering team and designers. Okay, design it in a way that they understand. Moving on to the next one is knowledge of user experience and best practices. This is what I said about having one of the market research. Okay, so if I am somebody who's using WhatsApp and I want to build something like WhatsApp, so I will not just use WhatsApp. I will also use Instagram. I will also use Telegram. I will also use Skype, and I'll go through all these things. So user is not somebody who will just come and approach you blindly. He would have done his market study, and he would have definitely done research into market. So it is very important that the knowledge of the user experience and the best practice is important. A classic example will be how many swipes you have to do in WhatsApp. If you take a look at it, before you need to do a lot of clicks. Right now, the clicks has reduced, the swipes have increased. All these things are knowledge of user experience and best practices. What can I give more into the WhatsApp so that the user stays with my product? Similarly, it is applicable to the, sorry, just a minute. Applicable to the IT industry as well. And the fourth one of the hard skills is conducting the market research. As I told you earlier, you always need to know what is happening in the market. Who is your competitors? What are they doing? You need to watch out for their ads. Sometimes you need to do the deep research. Sometimes understanding the customers, understanding their customers, listening and chatting in the interviews or surveys or company interviews. All these things are required. So this is basically can conclude into one section called conducting market research. Basically knowing what is happening in the market. Okay, so this is one, and on the hard skill. And three more soft skills is, one is time management. I don't think that I need to enhance more on time management, as you are students and teachers, you know how the time management is done. It is basically how it is done in the college, where you can fit into 8 periods or 9 periods in a day. In the same way, the company also has a time management system where the product manager has to ensure how much time can be spent on each product. Let's say, example, if we have 3 products, which is the priority and how much time, how much resource we need to have invested in each and every product, and how to successfully launch the product. So time management is essentially not a skill just for the industry. It has more to do with the life itself. So if you are a good time manager in your life, you have your discipline and every stuff like that, you can easily make that work in workplace as well. And the second one is problem solving. As I told you earlier, this is why the arts is required. Emotional intelligence and creative thinking all leads to problem solving skills. So this is good for the business and or for the particular group of customers. Here you see the mindset of a great product manager is all about fixing things. Okay, there could be something that will happen. Just as an example, we said, let me take the COVID example again. So there was a different type of mask. Okay, initially it was a surgical mask. Then they realized that people are not comfortable with that. Then they came up with cotton mask and a lot of other plastic masks and a lot of designs, patterns. All this is coming from problem solving. So they wanted people to wear the mask. But if they are not comfortable with the surgical mask in the blue color, okay, what they can do is basically adding more creativity into the same mask. Basically, it's the same mask, and the purpose is also the same. But they came up with the creative ideas, adding prints onto it, and more companies started manufacturing this one. So that is on problem solving. And the flexibility, last point. When I say flexibility, okay, so as a product manager or a product marketer, you need to be very flexible. Okay, so you cannot be adamant that this is what I will do, or there are no strict rules to it, even though it is required into the team. But sometimes You have to be flexible with your time, and you have to be flexible with the customer as well. This one classic example will be negotiation in pricing. That's some flexibility. Okay. So even though when we say that flexibility is a matter, the easy way to understand flexibility is that your faculty coming and asking other faculty for an extra period. Okay, that's one example. When the other faculty was giving, ma'am, please take this my period, or generally the trend that we see is PT period converting into a max period or some other period. So that's an example for flexibility, but it is not how applied in the industry. Same way, if you are a leader, you are somebody who's taking an initiative in problem solving, you might have to spend more time, get in touch with the customer more times, get in touch with the team more times, and bring up with a solution and making the business a success and industry as a superpower. So that's on that. So I hope that is done. And moving on to the next slide is fundamentals of product marketing. Okay. Why product marketing is required and what are the key elements that you need to know about product marketing. So you see a lot of circles inside here. So you see this outer circle, that is the audience. Audience means the general audience, okay? Which means general public people who might buy your product, who might not buy your product. They can buy whichever soap they want to buy. They are not preferring only they will buy Lux or Rexona. They could buy anything. Only if they have like 15 rupees and today I am satisfied with the soap, he will go to any shop and he will buy. But there are people who prefer particular brand. That is where this circle comes, the customer circle. And this circle is marketing, which is the marketing circle is where in Rajapalayam, what I've seen is, textile industries. So I see a lot of flex boards on the textile industries, okay? That's one sort of marketing. You can give ad in the local channel, and some of your students have done a couple of videos and works for marketing of companies. It could be flyers, it could be posters, it could be anything. It could be flex boards. So that's where the marketing comes. And the product is what we develop. It could be a textile product or it could be any product for manufacturing or including the IT product itself. And the fourth one is sales. And sales is where the customer, they approach the customer, and this is where the sales happen. So when you walk into a car manufacturing or a car showroom, the first person to approach you is a salesperson. So what car you are looking for, what do you want, what is your need, all these questions will be asked. So this, what is your budget and all the stuff. So this is the sales. And why these four are combining, these are the essential areas that needs to improve. When the product is comparing with the marketing, it is leading to product growth. Okay. When the product is comparing to the combining with the sales, it is leading to the product-led sales, and which improves the product and which improves the sales as well. When sales is combining with the customer, it leads to the customer-led growth, where the growth is part of sales and as well as customer. And when marketing is combining with the customer success, it also leads to the community-led growth. So customer is satisfied, marketing team has whatever the flux board they have kept for 500 rupees or 1000 rupees. If looking at that, 100 people have walked into a shop, which means that it is a success. So when marketing is combined with the product, it also leads to product-led growth. So as product marketing, this center circle that you see here, it is a mix of everything. It's a mix of everything. So as a product marketer, you have to keep in mind all these four wings that you see. Product-led growth is there, product-led sales is there, customer-led growth is there, community-led growth is there. Okay, so all these things are there, then you become a successful product marketer, or you need to think from different angles. That's some way of putting it. You need to think from this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle before you do your product marketing. So that, I hope that gives you an idea about marketing. And moving on, these are the essential skills that you need to possess as a product marketing manager, or the areas you need to focus. One is lead generation. Lead generation is nothing but the sales or the customer. Which area are you focusing on, or which lead to get? Sometimes it is you go and approach the company. Sometimes it is company will send you the mail to your website and stuff like that. So this is where the lead is getting, and it will come to the product manager, and product manager will describe or will define to him what is the company's product, and he will make sure that it is marketed in a sensible way, so that the lead is understanding it or the customer is understanding it. The second one is content generation. And this comes back to writing the requirements, flyers, or websites, or advertisements, videos, and all stuff like that. Content generation essentially needed for marketing. And the third one is knowledge of the market. As I said, this is why the market research is required. So when you move on to this one, you need to know about the market, which means consistently you need to keep a check on the market. You have to check the advertisements, or you can surf the internet. There are specific websites. If you are into technology, Medium is such a website. So they give all the tech news, which company is coming with what technology and what are they doing. So that is the study of knowledge market when it comes to technology. Similarly, every product will have its own market. And clear positioning. When I say clear positioning, this is with example that what I said for the umbrella. Okay, you can sell an umbrella more in a rainy season. So you need to know when to do the advertisement. If rain is starting in June, you need your advertisement to go in the social platforms in May. That's where you successfully position your product. And what is your product and where is it positions? You definitely will have competitors. How does your product stand out? And why would the customer want to buy your product? These are all the things that will determine the clear positioning of the product. So when in IT cases, when we say that if we are selling a software, we are selling the software and there is a unique feature to the software, we make sure that which are the people who want to buy us the product from us, and how do we position it, or how do we showcase the product to them. That's also one example of clear positioning of the product. And the final one is successful launch of a product. This you might be very familiar. Launch of a product you might have seen. Okay, you'll see with an example, I can say, okay, you see these auto car shows and the bikes being kept in the stalls, saying there is a new launch of the bike and this is the features and 2 people will be sitting. So that's a small scale launch. If you take off a big launch, there are big marketing companies or the big companies who do a launch on a TV or a TV show or a stage show. It depends on the product. It depends on the finance that you have. It depends on how big the market is. It depends on how big the customers are. It always depends on how big the money is flowing into the company. So that is something the product marketing manager also needs to think about. How can he successfully launch a product? Can it be sold with a flyer, or can it be sold with a flux board, or can it be sold with a TV advertisement and stuff like that? And let me dive a little bit deeper into it. So this is what, if you just take the roles and responsibilities of a product manager, one is to assess and analyze the competition. As I told you earlier, what are your competitors doing? What products do they have? Who are their customers? Why are they approaching us? And why the competitors have so many customers and we don't have? And why our customer stays with us? All this is there in assessing and analyzing. And the second one moves on to devise product line strategy. Devise means to plan. Okay, you might see an image. So you have to be very proactive and plan when to launch, what to launch, who to give, how to give, and all these questions should run inside you as a product manager. One example would be the same thing, umbrella thing. Okay, choosing the proper time for the advertisement, defining the product vision. Okay, the third one is product vision in the sense. First, as a product manager, you need to know what your product is. Clearly, you need to know. Because you will be asked multiple questions by the customer. Hey, why can I not buy that car? Why should I not for this many rupees? I will get that car that is very cheap, that is providing mileage. So as a product manager or somebody from a sales, yes, sir, it's a good option, but then we provide you so and so features, which is not there. You will never complain about that product. That's a good attitude from your side. You'll never complain about the product, but then you will say more good things about your product. That's defining the product vision. So you give a clear vision to the customer about the product. And third one is product requirements communication. This is what I told earlier on the development side. You need to communicate in two languages, one to the engineers and one to the customer. And the first one is advocating the customer needs. So when and where the project is coming inside, you also need to know you are the bridge between the customer and the company. So customer is not going to come to the company and talk to everybody all the time. Customer will be meeting you, telling his requirements to you. I need this and this. So sometimes you have to advocate for the customer needs. So which means that you have to speak as a customer to your team and you have to demand certain things and make sure that the product is of quality that we deliver. And the next one is creating a shared brain. Okay, this is an easy task. Creating a shared brain might sound a little off the topic, but then you will understand it when I rename it as brainstorming. Okay. So this is where all the ideas come in. When we run into a problem, in the earlier slide, I talk about problem solving skills. Okay. Sometimes we could not come up with a solution, but there could be probably somebody from the team who has a solution to it. He essentially need not be in the top management. So what we do in the company is that we call for a brainstorming session and put up a problem in the middle. This is not one company. This is a lot of companies do, probably on a weekly basis. And they bring this problem and talk to people and put the problems to everybody's mind and hear out what they have to say. Okay, this is what is creating a shared brain. So any idea can pop up from anybody. So you make utilization of that when you cannot solve the problem. So which means that you ask for help or you go to people and mention the problem in the company, whoever it is, and make sure that you're successfully contributing to the product development. The QC I earlier told, the QC sticker and the stuff like
It's time for interaction.
time to go for the third one. So I would like to wind it up on time. So that was it from my side, guys. Thank you for providing me this wonderful opportunity. And I also thank ICRIO for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I thank everybody from RRC, the students, the faculties, and the management who have been supporting this FTP program for the past 5 days, including today. So I thank on behalf of everybody from ICRIO for this wonderful opportunity. So thank you all.
Thank you, sir. It's time to propose the vote of thanks. I invite Ms. D. Saranya ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. As we come to the end of our 5-day faculty development program, it's my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to all who have contributed to the success of this event. First and foremost, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed chief guests. The knowledge and skills we have gained over the past 5 days is undoubtedly made a positive impact on our professional development. To our organizing committee and the support staffs, our dedication and hard work behind the scene have ensured the smooth execution of this program. Thank you all. I'd also like to thank all the participants for your active engagement and willingness to share ideas has been the cornerstone to this program's success. Finally, a big thanks to our institution leaders for their support were the driving force behind the success of the initiatives like this. Thank you once again to everyone who made this event possible and meaningful. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, madam. So I'll wind up. Shall I leave?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all the participants from various colleges. Please keep in touch in WhatsApp group. Thank you.